All right,
Oh, we're
we're
live.
live.
Oh, that's over. It's it. I can't do it. The
That's it.
nerves, man.
Yeah. All right, so we recorded a whole episode. Well, didn't really record a whole episode last week because I fucked up. So it's kind of like we're doing a reintroduction.
Sort of, but fuck all that. No, we're just gonna go. I'm not gonna.
All
I'm not
right.
gonna read this episode. That episode's gone. It's lost to
This
history.
week, you got any topics for this week's discussion?
Uh oh, you cut out. I could not hear anything you said.
Oh, do you have any topics for discussion?
Oh man, you were cutting in and out. I'm not catching any of that.
Here, hold on. Let's see. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, weird. All right. So do you have anything you want to talk about?
No. I'll just. I don't know. I'll give you a little update on my week or something, I guess, and
All right,
maybe
that
there'll
sounds
be
good.
something to talk about there. We'll see. Let's see. My week. Shitty work. Work is the gayest thing ever. I don't know who invented it, but they should be killed. Um, been watching movies like I do. Been
Mm,
watching the Wrong Turn series. I think I told you that in text, right?
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I'm on number six. I'm on the last one of the series, and they're
Okay.
pretty good. I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised. I might even like it more than the Nightmare on Elm Street series.
That good, huh?
If I mean the Nightmare on Elm Street series, if you take away the nostalgia and just look at it for what it is, yeah, I think Wrong Turn's a little bit better. It's got more nudity, more tits, and more violent deaths, and yeah, it's been pretty enjoyable.
Which one was the one that had Henry Rollins?
Oh, that was the second one.
The
Yeah,
second
that
one?
one's pretty cool. Yeah, yeah,
Aren't they doing like a reality show or something?
yeah. They're filming a reality show, except it's like the lamest reality show. It wouldn't even work. It was just a ploy to put the plot around. But I mean, none of anything that was happening looked like a reality show. It was just like a premise they talked about, but was never executed on.
Uh, let's see. What have I been watching this week? Nothing really. Seen
I
some
know you've
like
been
YouTube
watching.
videos.
I know you've been watching your favorite show, Gilmore Girls.
No, it's been Gossip Girl lately.
Oh,
That's the
Gossip
one.
Girl.
Yeah, that's the one she's been playing.
I
And
know.
then my house is. What's
Is your
up?
chick there? Is your chick there? Are you gonna be what would you call it? Censored?
No, I'm outside. My house is full of people right now, so I'm outside on my back deck. I had to set up and put my laptop out on a table out here, and so there's little ones in there, so I don't want them to hear certain.
Yeah, I was gonna say. All right, so you've been watching Gossip Girl and Glee.
It those shows fucking suck, man. Like I don't know when they say that men and women are different. That's just further proof, and people will try to dispute it. You know, I've met a lot of raging feminists that will say that and blah 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 blah. Those shows fucking prove it. Those shows are horrible. The, they suck. They suck your
I could.
soul. What's up? Did I lose you?
Yeah, you lost me for another like 8 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, what were you saying, dude?
I don't know. We just lost about 30 seconds. It wasn't even showing that you were talking. Like on my screen, it wasn't giving the effect that you were even talking.
Huh. Well, that sucks.
All
Well,
right,
maybe it'll work out. What's up?
I don't know. I was gonna say last thing I heard was you were saying something about feminists and Glee or how men and women are different, but feminists said something.
Oh yeah. Well, I was just saying that the people who say that men and women are the same, that shows like that are just proof that we're not. Because I don't know any dude that enjoys that shit at all.
No, man, you can't get a boner to that.
No,
How you gonna watch
you,
that?
you can't even like enjoy it after a boner. After you get a nut,
No. If it doesn't make nuts, it's not worth watching.
no.
Even the 1960s Batman has some hot chicks in there at least, and
A Woman in Batgirl. Although it seems like they had several different. I know the popular actress for the Batman series was like Julie Newmar, right?
I don't remember her name.
Yeah, I think she was like the main Catwoman. But I don't know. That show had some hot chicks in it.
Oh hell yeah, and they were older too, so it wasn't like some TV shows where you're watching like, oh shit, how old are they? Like, what is this? What is this?
Yeah,
Vampire Diaries? Am I supposed to be like,
excited.
yeah? At least Batman, they're old enough that you knew you're in the clear. There was no worry there.
Yeah, yeah.
Talking
So,
about talking about weird stuff, man. I was watching Baywatch when I ate lunch today. You know how I
oh
do.
yeah,
All right, and it's I don't know what episode, but it's season 4 called Lovers Cove, and oh my god, it was the most. So Hobie, the kid,
yeah.
he's like he's like what 10, 11, maybe 12 or something. I don't know. He he's trying out for junior lifeguards, and this new girl comes like, and I mean girl, not even like no question. She's like 10 or under. And man, they have these two. She gives them mouth to mouth, and Toby starts gripping the sand. You know, like in like a love scene where like the girl would like grip the sheets. And I
Yeah.
kid you not, they do it. They show it. They like so he's like giving him mouth to mouth practicing, and it shows his hand several times. He's like gripping it. Oh my god, this is the cringiest episode because it's all about like little kid love, which
Yeah,
I hate.
they might as well. I wonder if his toes were curling too.
I don't know because he is definitely older than her, and I don't know. They gotta keep. That's the one problem with yeah. Occasionally Baywatch has their kids and stuff. They gotta keep that shit on a different show. Make
Yeah,
Baywatch something like keep that off my show.
nowadays that's pretty tame though. Like, yeah, there's all this Netflix
Dude, you're going in and out again.
shit. Have you heard that show called Cuties on Netflix?
Something what on Netflix?
Cuties?
Oh, I heard about it. I'm not gonna click on that thing.
No, I haven't looked at it either. Like I've heard enough that I guess there's some pretty gross shit in there that like makes the Baywatch shit like pretty tame.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I'm staying away from that. I'm not even gonna investigate. I'll let other people sort it out. At
And that's
least on that
funny about
one.
what's up?
I cannot hear a thing you're saying.
Damn,
And it's not even
let me
like
try
showing
some.
up. You know how our picture like there's a little gray ring when we talk. Yours isn't even like when it breaks up. You're just gone. It doesn't show anything.
Okay, I'll get these headphones. There's like a shitty microphone piece on there, so maybe that's causing it. So is that better?
Oh yeah. So far, it seems to come and
Okay.
go. That kind of happened in the first episode because we showed our faces and you were like glitching up and stuff big time.
Yeah, my internet like really fucking sucks out here, and I don't know why. I'm pretty close to town, but I think it's just the
All right, he's gone. The Wiz is gone. So we've been having trouble, and he disappears. Now it's the Dick Show. Welcome everybody to the Dick Show. Let me tell you more about Baywatch. It's a fantastic show. If you haven't watched it, go grab Baywatch. It's cheap on DVD. You can get each season for like $10. And you might want to start at season 3. Season 3 is where Baywatch starts to really find its legs. The first 2 seasons, nothing wrong with them. Got some crazy storylines, some silly characters, over the top acting, which is just perfect, hot women. But it's season 3 where it really they bring in Pamela Anderson and I forget the other chick's name, and that's where Baywatch really takes a nice turn. Where one episode, Hobie and his mom are in a plane crash, and then Mitch saves them. Next episode, he's got to save a car that flew off a cliff, and Mitch is he reveals he was a Navy SEAL. I'm not gonna give too much away, but and then that's also when they start really uh, filming the chicks real good, having them run, things like that. Baywatch, you gotta check that shit out. And if you didn't hear earlier, Wrong Turn. Those are some good movies. They're not too bad. Um, my one qualm was with so far is number 3, Wrong Turn 3. And it starts out great. Wrong Turn 3 starts out great with some tits, some nudity, some sex, and then it just gets cut. And it turns into a secondary movie, the second movie. I don't know who the writer was, what they were thinking. But Wrong Turn 3 starts out, and you're just like, this movie's going to be fucking awesome. Awesome. And then they just chop that movie in half. Not even half. First 20 minutes is awesome. And after that, they change it to, it goes from hot chicks and nudity and death to a bunch of dudes just running around the woods, which is not as fun. But let's see, is it? I'm trying to remember what number 4 is. I can't remember 4 anymore. Number 5 is good. 5 has some hot chicks, some really good death scenes. Oh no, that was 4. Yeah, 4. 4 is good. 5 is pretty good. I haven't watched 6 yet. And if you've seen the first one, Wrong Turn 1, that has Elijah Dushku. Man, I do not know if the Wiz is coming back. Like I said, welcome to the Dick Show. All we'll talk about is boners and babes and whatever nonsense. Should go get a beer or something. Be more interesting. Well, so let's see. What were the Wiz and I probably going to talk about? Maybe how the Wiz is. See, the Wiz and I are a little different. The Wiz has his own chick, and the Dick does not. But that's because I think having a chick is the worst idea. It's the second worst idea. First worst idea is whoever created Jobs. Whoever created Jobs, that's the worst idea. Like the world could be anything. It could be fucking anything you want. Yet somebody came in and said, we're gonna work these jobs every day where you gotta pretend to be somebody you're not to make money. I mean, you gotta wonder if it used to be better. I mean, well, we would, if we were still living like we did in the past, you'd die at 30, whatever, 40. Several of your kids would die. Blah, blah, blah. It'd be hard. But at the same time, I don't know. Probably more rewarding. It's got to be more rewarding. It's got to be more direct. At least you're like, it's like removed now. Like you earn your food by doing this dumbass shit on computers. There's like the link. It's not even close anymore. At least when you killed something, you could like see the animal. You knew how you're gonna cut it up, what you're gonna make, who's gonna be happy when you brought it back. Now it's like you do dumb shit, get kicked out of bed at whatever time in the morning for no fucking reason, just so you can go pretend to be somebody and care about something. But man, everybody wherever you work, everybody just cares about the money. You drop that money, nobody will show up. If wherever you work on Monday, the boss comes in and says, "Look, we're not paying anybody anything anymore." No, everybody leave. Everybody. Boss want to come. You want to come in there. It's a bunch of dumb shit. Really, the world could have been anything. Like think about it. It could have been anything. Now we couldn't have probably done away with the disease and pains and this and that, but we could have just had a completely different life. But that's not what it is. So we go on. and then we make podcasts because everything's so boring.
All right,
And
I'm
Will's
back.
back finally. Thank fucking God. You can't leave me alone like that, man.
Yeah, I'm hoping that this will work out better. I'm on my other porch right next to the box, so hopefully it'll work out better.
All right. Well, I just rambled on, but you can't leave me alone, man. I'm not just leave me on live. I don't know what I talked about, but it happened.
Yeah, that's fine. It happens. So what we were talking about was pervert Baywatch, right?
Yeah. And then you talked about cuties, and I said I wasn't gonna investigate on my own to find out whether it's true or not what people are saying.
Yeah. Well, and there's that one dude who's like doing the research, but he's doing the research, but he's really watching and just using that as an excuse to watch.
Yep, doing the research, huh? I think that's
Yeah.
what the people that made it were doing the research. Well,
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard some stories about that show, but yeah, I don't have enough time to watch that when I don't even have enough time to watch my own shows. So
I mean, the real issue is that it just doesn't sound interesting.
no,
Like if it was a different storyline, like I watch Stranger Things, and so if a bunch of people said Stranger Things is like perverted and this and that, I would have. I mean, I was interested in the show Stranger Things, so it's really the plot that is keeping me from being interested, I guess.
no, yeah, I guess. I mean, it really sounds like it would be like a kid show until you find out like the darker elements.
Yeah, but they're already. I mean, they did that. What was that movie Good Boys that came out recently? That's like,
Yeah, where they got
like
kids doing all sorts of like fucked up shit.
yeah, I think it's just getting younger. Just like when I was in high school, we watched like American Pie and Road Trip and shit. I think it's just like kind of kids are just growing up faster, so trying to accommodate for that maybe. But I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. So what do you got down the pipeline for yourself? Are you got any books coming out or?
No. I started writing a little something, but again, it just feels like what's the point anymore? Sometimes.
Yeah, I haven't even tried writing anything. Just been like looking at the cells and stuff. It's just like yeah. The only time people want anything is when it's free.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, you can give it a lot away, but it doesn't even mean they read it. A lot of those people just are looking for free books. They grab them, and then I don't think they ever even read them.
Yeah, yeah. I had that same experience. Like I've gotten like free books, and most of them will just sit there. But every now and then, I'll be like, I remember why I grabbed that one. I'll check it out. So yeah, maybe.
Plus, that's where you'll get bad reviews because when you put it for free, you're like changing the qualifications of the people that pick it up. It's gone from like somebody that would read the summary and may be interested, just people who want a free book, and that's
Yeah,
where you start getting bad reviews when
yeah,
you don't qualify the sale well enough to the right person.
yeah. Well, fuck books. So
It'd
I've
be a
seen
sweet
that
life
you're,
though.
huh?
It'd be a sweet life though if you get that run good, just selling books like that.
Yeah, yeah. If you could actually make good money doing it, then that would that'd be a lot better than doing the 9 to 5 gig.
Oh, it'd be awesome because you can just there's no work once you write it. There's no work on our end anymore. It's all Amazon doing
Yeah, especially if we were able to write at the quality that we write at.
it.
You know,
The highest quality.
yeah. Uh, so I see that you've still been painting though.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Here and there,
Yeah,
here and there. I don't know if I'm gonna continue recording them though. I don't know.
feels kind of pointless at the same time.
Um, like how to put it? Kind of like even with playing with toys, it's like when you start doing something and you start putting it out there like that, it changes the experience where it could start where it's just fun and entertaining, and then once you start posting, it kind of changes it to something else. And I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know if I want to change the painting to that requirement of, oh, I need to make a video and like how many views did it get and blah 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 blah. You know.
Yeah, you've mentioned that before, like how you start getting that expectation that you have to do it, and then it just kind of takes away from the fun of it. I've noticed that you've definitely slowed down on your action figure videos on Instagram. Like the last one you had was the little miniature He-Man, and that was a
Um,
while
well, that
ago.
was because Instagram. I was posting them to stories, which you can put videos that are longer than a minute. But I don't know what happened. I can't post to stories anymore, and I deleted the app and I re-downloaded it.
Did I lose you?
That's the only place I have any followers, and even there I haven't posted anymore that much because it doesn't matter. Like it's gonna take it's gonna take millions of followers to do any different to make anything even begin to possibly happen with that. Plus, I don't know. What's the point?
Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I I mean, with the writing and stuff, I guess I did make $10 one night.
Oh, nice. Nice. There
Yeah,
you go.
from a coworker. She actually didn't buy them off of Kindle, but she just had me email them to her, and she gave me $10. And she was like, "My mother-in-law is gonna love these." And so
Okay.
I guess her mother-in-law started reading them, and she's like 70, and she was. So I guess I got one fan that's 70 years old.
Oh, well, hey, maybe that's the market you can go after.
The
Maybe,
elderly.
yeah, yeah. That's like, who knows? Like, I didn't think they would be interested in that kind of stuff, but maybe that's where the
You
market's
know,
at.
I think the thing that we gotta remember is there's I mean, look how old like Mel Brooks is, and he had a pretty raunchy sense of humor.
True,
Yeah.
true.
So there's old people out there that will be into it,
Hey, man. Plus,
but
old people on Facebook that we do ads, they're probably not keen enough to realize it's an ad. They won't be like kids where it's like ad, fuck that, fuck that, fuck that. Like, they may actually look at it because they're, older people how they do Facebook. They actually scroll slowly, like look at everything or something.
yeah, yeah. I've been off of. I haven't really been paying attention to Facebook either lately, but
No, I'm never on there except to check for your messages because yeah,
yeah. I mean, that's really the only reason I hop on is to message you or message my brother. That's pretty much it. If it wasn't for those two reasons, I'd just get rid of it. But at
So
this
what
point,
social do you like the most?
uh,
Don't say Pinterest. I don't want to hear it.
no,
Say
I've never
Pinterest.
used I've never used Pinterest.
I'm just
Um,
messing with you.
yeah, I don't really use too much social media. I guess if I had to pick one, just because it's just pictures and videos and stuff, probably just Instagram.
Yeah, I like Instagram too.
Yeah, you
It's the
don't
easiest
really.
to go ahead.
Oh, yeah, it's mostly just because you don't have to hear other people's opinions. It's just pictures typically,
Yeah,
so you
yeah,
don't really have to. It's pretty much, unless you go looking for it, it's pretty much a drama-free space.
yeah. True, and I feel like a lot of people also specialize in their content. On Instagram, I feel like a lot of people just specialize in, like, I put toys, and other people put their toys or movies, or it's just not as about politics. It's like you can control better what you're following and what you see. So I like Instagram too for that.
Yeah, yeah. So, as we were talking about yesterday, it seems like I got some possibly big changes in the future, where I might be moving out of my state that I'm in.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to leave your job and get another one out there or something.
Yeah, well, it's pretty much, yeah. I've got enough friends where I would be going and stuff where getting a job would be pretty easy. But the cool thing is, the one silver lining that I can find about going over there is that I can start doing videos with my brother and start helping him out.
Okay, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
That'd be
he
cool.
made
At
$1,000.
least there's one plus to chasing your sperm around the United States like that.
Yeah. Um,
I don't know. I don't know how people have kids. I don't know how you guys do it.
honestly, man, I would tell, and I've said this for a while to people, like I always find that one young. Keep cutting the fuck out.
How you find that one? What?
Yeah, I cut out for a minute, and but anyways, I always tell people that that want kids, especially guys, like don't do it. And it's not because you won't love them or anything like that, or they're not worth loving, but as a dude, the marriage rates are just horrible, and the family courts are so slanted against guys that if you have kids, you can pretty much guarantee that you're not going to have any control over their lives.
I mean, plus, how long ago did you get divorced?
I got divorced in 2016, and I've been struggling to, for the most part, uh, just to see them. Like
Yeah.
when I was in Idaho, uh, I was getting I was paying almost $1,000 in child support, and I was making 10.50 an hour. So most of my checks were just being taken, and I'd still have to drive 9 hours to the coast just to see them.
Jeez.
Yeah, yeah, once a month, and then I had to beg, borrow, and steal to get them during the summer. So
Well, and then I got a friend he's been divorced like 10 years, and he's still putting up with the kind of dumb shit you are, where like the ex-wife is with somebody new, they want to move here, and like trying to take full custody and do like that doesn't end. That just goes on the rest of your life, I think.
yeah, until they're 18. That's I always say this, and I feel so horrible because I love my kids, and I want to have that experience of them growing up, but at the same time it's going to be such a relief when they're 18 because I won't have to put up with her shit anymore.
So you think?
No, I mean, once it's done, man, once they're out of high school and stuff, that's it. Like she's not gonna have any say over anything. If my kids come around and they start talking about their mom, I'm gonna be like, you know what? I had to listen about her for years and years and years. I don't care.
Well, okay. How old is the oldest one? How many years do we have until this happens?
8.
Okay, so in 10 years we're gonna do the podcast, and then we'll see if it changes.
All right. Well,
We'll have
my youngest I
reunion.
have 13 years. So
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it's crazy. I don't know how people have kids. I don't know how my parents didn't just like drop me off somewhere. I don't know how people do it.
I don't know, man. It's hard to explain because the one thing that I found is I have a really hard time with other people's kids. So I think there's just something biologically hardwired when you do have children that
Yeah.
keeps you from killing them.
Oh, and then I don't know if I should say, but never mind. How do I go there? Never mind. Never mind. Okay.
No, go there. Go there.
Nah, no. I was gonna talk about my job, but
Yeah.
we're not gonna. I don't want to go there. Because they're gonna start hearing me talk about boners and tits, and then they're gonna witch hunt me somehow, figure out this thing, and my little purple fedora here is gonna like people will figure something out, and then I'll get fired, which might
I
be
don't know,
awesome.
man. You're pretty untraceable. Like before we started doing this show, I figured you'd be anonymous, so I did a quick Google search because when we were first talking, it was kind of easy to figure out at least your name and what you looked like, based on a few different sites and stuff, but it seems like you cleaned house pretty well because I didn't find anything.
Yeah, there's still a few things that linger around, but yeah, occasionally I do go through and I try to uh, find any little things that haven't, I don't know, stragglers, pictures, and take them down.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's pretty hard to find you. Even linking your real name to your writing name, I think, is almost impossible.
I hope, because yeah, it's politically incorrect, so I don't. Now's not the time to. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't mind if people got pissed off, but I don't want people outside where I live or anything.
Well, and that's the thing. They want to go outside of where you live because that would be another whole can of worms to try to figure out. But they would. There are people out there who are pathetic enough to go after your job over a joke.
Yeah.
That's the sad reality of the world we live in. Nobody can just sit back and just be like I remember the good old days where if someone was a douchebag, it was just accepted that they were a douchebag. You didn't try to ruin their life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not that there'd be a lot of my life to ruin, but I don't know. I like to stay anonymous so I can voice my opinion in my writing in different places.
Yeah. I've just decided to be anonymous because I don't really have anything to lose. But on the same token, in my situation, being divorced and stuff, it would not be fun to have like my ex-wife try to unbury a lot of this stuff. Not that she would care, but or a court would care.
I get what you're saying, though. She could use it to establish your character or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, nothing that I've written so far has been horrible, but
I don't know. People are crazy right now. They think everything's horrible. The fact that I
yeah,
like Baywatch to some people is like horrible.
yeah. Well, that's such a small thing too. Like, it's not like you're a alt right member just for liking Baywatch.
People feel like that, I think, though. Like, because I'm a straight male, white, it's over. I'm a bad man.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about this last time about where we thought 2020 was going. Um, have you heard any interesting news lately revolving around the whole mess of the United States?
No, because I don't really keep up with the news. I saw there's protests right now in New York and stuff, and I don't really watch it. I don't know. 2020 is just like adult kindergartners or something. I don't know what's just kindergarten. They're like chanting, and it's these terrible, stupid chants. Blah, blah, blah. And like these people just love to like cheer along and like be told what to say, and like there's like these people just want to follow something. They get pulled in by these nursery rhymes of political correctness or something. Like I don't know
Yeah,
what's wrong with these people.
I don't even think that most of the protesters even remember what originally sparked their protests. Like, I don't think that most of them even. You don't really hear any mention about George Floyd anymore. They're moving on to other things.
No, I agree. I think it's also just convenient with their schedule at the moment too. So it's like once something else changes, they'll forget about it. But it's like convenient right now because maybe they have free time and they're stuck at home and they're bored, and then they just want to chant their Black Lives Matter nursery rhymes. Like I can rhyme with friends, and I can yell at people eating dinner in the street with my microphone. Oof! And they like love themselves for it. Like, feel great. Fucking
Yeah, I used to live in protest capital of the U.S., Portland, Oregon, and it's always been like that, man. Like, no matter what, it seems like people want to be a part of something, and I don't even think most of those people are angry at like the George Floyd killing or whatever. I think they're just wanting a reason to bitch, you know.
I think they think they're angry, but I feel like they're just the Tide Pod people.
Yeah.
Like just like whatever's popular. That's like if like if hippies came back again, it's just the people that became hippies that were. There's just like a certain number of people, I guess, that are just waiting to be pulled into the ranks and like align with something and follow along. I don't know.
Yeah. So what do you think? I've probably got a different opinion on this, but what do you think is your most offensive book? Like, if you were gonna just go out to offend someone, what book would you hand them or story?
Oh man, I'll have to think for a minute because I don't know. There's a lot, but most offensive just to hand to. Is it any particular group
Like,
or just any person?
if I was gonna drop out pamphlets from an airplane, kind of like the
Okay, yeah, I know. I can't talk
yeah.
about it though. So the very first book I wrote, I'm not even gonna say what name it was under. It wasn't my own name. Um, I wrote it. It was the first book I got banned by Amazon, and yeah, that was it wasn't a good idea. But
What was it about?
well, basically, I wanted money, and
Ah,
I was just like, I thought it was a good idea if I could push every boundary I could think of. So think of everything. We were talking about cuties earlier, so that's a boundary,
mhm.
right?
Yeah.
You sat around for a few days and you made a list of like all the boundaries, and then try to put that into a book. That's kind of what I did. And actually, when I first listed it, I sold quite a bit, not a ton, but I think I made like 10 or 12 sales within like 2 days, and I got scared and I took it down. And I don't know, somebody threatened that they were gonna call the FBI on me and stuff, and I don't know.
Someone
But
actually threatened to call the FBI on you.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's
Well, I
pretty
told
funny.
you it's a book about every. It was yeah, it was a bad idea. It was just the whole point, I guess, was to make people angry, and then I got too scared.
Oh, well, that happens. But the thing is you can't be arrested for art. You know,
Yeah, but
like
they could mess your life up if they wanted. Because
I mean,
I don't trust cops. Like if they want you, I think they'll plant evidence. They'll do whatever they need to get you.
yeah, but I don't see the FBI trying to mess with you. Um,
No, I mean probably not. But again, and
I think
I could write this book better this time because
why don't you?
but so that yeah okay. But of the books I have out, my most offensive would be either it's probably be Bigfoot Kills a Clan because it's about blacks as slaves, and Bigfoot comes in, but he just wants to fuck women. And then there's these white whales who are these space aliens that are burning the slaves on their spaceship and stuff like that. I think that would piss people off, maybe. I don't know. It's a good story, though. I
Yeah,
like it.
I just haven't got one. I was gonna say your Igor Igor series.
I don't know. You broke up
Oh,
there. Oh,
yeah,
Igor,
Igor,
the Igor series.
the Igor series.
Yeah, yeah,
Igor, cop in
those are good
charge.
too. Yeah. I still have to finish it. I haven't. There's still another book for the. It's called Igor in Half.
Igor in half.
Yeah, because in the last book there was it deals with time travel. So there's. Never mind. I'm not gonna go into it, but yeah, there's still more to the story.
You should do that one and just release it as a standalone.
I mean, I have the others as standalone, and nobody reads them. That's not one of the ones that ever sells. If you've read it, you might be the only person that's read them.
Maybe. What's your highest selling one?
Muppet Chainsaw Massacre
Look at
with
Chainsaw Massacre. That was a good one.
yeah, that one and Atomic Tomei. And then The Wizard of Ozzy Osbourne, that sells the most paperbacks. And it's not even that many. I think I sold like 12 or 13 paperbacks or something. But
That's still pretty good though.
Maybe. Not really. Not really.
I don't know, man. I think you've probably done as well as most indie, like small time indie authors. At least all the authors that I know, they're asking, begging to sell. People to get them, and they have to. Yeah, you almost have to practically beg people to read your
Oh,
shit.
if you beg, it's even worse.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why.
Well, like my best month, I sold $60, and that's because every day I started taking the books already published and changing the names and the authors, and I'll just publish them again several times a day, like different stories under different names. That way, it's coming up on the new releases and stuff. And that month I made 60, but I had to pimp out all those books with different change the author, change the name, change the book cover. So and $60
That's like a
didn't
lot
worth
of
all
work.
that work.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot.
It was, but so yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
You never know. Maybe somebody will find. Maybe something will happen with Kevin Bacon, and then somebody will stumble upon your Kevin Bacon fiction, and then it'll blow up.
Yeah, I still got to finish that one. I just haven't had the patience to sit down and do it.
Oh, I get it, but yeah. So you can imagine doing more stories than that. How it gets, where it's just like, what's the point? What's the point?
Yeah. Yep, I get that.
Plus, I put all these hot women in the books, and like, a book just doesn't do it. It'd be so much better with real actors.
Yeah, well, and we were talking about writing a script.
Yeah, yeah, we were. I feel like my script would just it'd be one of those Skinamax late for night shows or something, where it's like this crappy story, but mostly it's just about sex.
Yeah,
That's what it.
well, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I was talking to my girlfriend about that. I was like, yeah, we've got fat dragons. She's like, what the hell are you talking about? I was like, well, he had a good idea where when we're doing a fight, or that whoever that is acting in it is doing the fight, some girls start to sink in quicksand out on a beach volleyball court, and just for no damn reason. And I was like, they'll take off their bras and start swinging them to signal the heroes for help. There's nothing
No,
wrong with that.
I was even thinking less connected than that. I was just thinking just have cut-in pictures of women in bikinis with no real tie into the story or the characters at all. Just have it for like the fun of having the scenes cut in there.
Yeah, I think movies like that are gold. Like when they're crappy and the people that make them just accept that they're crappy and so they just go with it.
Oh, you're cutting out.
Oh, damn.
You're cutting.
I was saying I think those types of movies are really good when the people that are making it are aware that they're crappy and so they just go with it rather than trying
Oh,
to
yeah.
make it this great thing.
Yeah, for sure. The problem is there's no even. I don't even know. I don't have Cinemax. Does Cinemax even run those anymore?
I don't know.
I mean, there's like the movie like Flesh Gordon, which is like something that I could aspire to, and I don't think there's market. There's just not a market for that. It'd be the same as the books, except you spend all this money making the movie, and then you'd be in the hole. At least with books, there's like the only out of pocket is your time and
Yeah.
energy.
Did you say Flash Gordon or Flesh Gordon?
Flesh.
That's an actual movie?
Oh yeah, yeah, and they fly in a giant dildo in space. And there's also a sequel called Flesh Gordon and the Cosmic Cheerleaders, I think.
Now, is this like a straight up porn or is it like a Cinemax type movie?
It's like a Cinemax, except I've only seen the cheerleader one, which I think is the second one, and I don't recall there being sex scenes, but yeah, there's a lot of topless and nudity, and a lot of adult humor.
Well,
So
I'm
it
gonna.
wasn't like soft. It was. it depends on your definition of softcore porn, but I don't remember them doing a lot of sex. It's just a lot of nudity, kind of like Showgirls, a lot of topless stuff, and then
Yeah,
lot of good humor.
yeah, I'm gonna look that one up. There was a no. Have you ever? You know what I really like is when porns are funny, like when they've got like one of the funniest porns I've ever seen. Is called Pirates,
Okay.
and it's an actual porn, but the storyline is like making fun of Pirates of the Caribbean, however you want to say it, and like the acting is just so like bad, but you can tell that they tried to have an actual story to it. But
Oh, yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
like there's this dude on there named Evan Stone, and he's got to be like the best male porn star in the world just because his acting is so bad. But you can tell he puts his cock into it, you know.
Yeah.
And he's like tied up in this burning house, and this chick who's obsessed with him in Pirates won't won't let him go until he fucks her. Like, so he has to fuck her in this burning building in
Oh,
order to
no.
get out. Another thing is he's a pirate hunter, and he's doing two chicks in the opening scene, and, and as you know, they get down on their knees, and he's like getting ready to do a facial, and he's just like, "I'm the greatest pirate hunter in the world," and the girls say it in unison, "You're the greatest pirate hunter in the world," and he just like blows his load on them, and he's like, "Ah, ah," and I don't know, man. That movie is fucking hilarious.
See, that sounds good, but the problem I have with those kind of movies is like you just told that little segment, but that's how long it should be on film. The problem is they do like Pirates, like that whole scene. How long was the scene actually where he's at the steering wheel doing the two chicks? Was it like 15 minutes?
Yeah, something like that.
That's the problem. They take these sex scenes and they have to. It's just like like your wife or girlfriend, where it's like you got to fucking do the same routine, and they always got to do that same routine. You know, like this. Instead, it should have been like you said it, where like it cuts in two chicks on him, and then it cuts in right when he's gonna blow. So it's like a 3 minute scene. Like that's what they. I don't know. That's
Oh,
why
when they're cutting in on him blowing, there's a whole sex scene on that one.
that's what I mean. I wish they didn't have it.
Oh, you wish
Like,
they didn't have the sex scene. You just wish that it just showed him blowing his load.
yeah. So like, well, okay. Like, what I'm saying is, I would watch more of those. The problem is they're not really movie too long, and two, there it's just the same routine. It's the same thing, but it'd be better if it was like a movie with lots of sex in it. But it wasn't these. Every time a sex scene starts, you're like, "Fuck, here we go, 20 minutes. He's doing this. He's gonna now, titty fuck her, and now he's gonna do her this way, and then like it's like this whole routine." And I don't know. I don't like all that. It'd be better if it was just like opening scene. They're jerking him. He pops on him. I'm the best pirate ever. Go on, go to the island. Whatever happens, and it's just these like cut in scenes where it's not that routine. That's what I don't like, man. It's that routine. It's too long. You know what's happening. You get bored. You shoot your load, and then you're done with the movie.
Yeah, yeah, I get that one. It took me a while to watch the full Pirates just because of that. Because once you get through what you're watching it for, you're just kind of like, eh.
Yeah, that's why you gotta splice in. Like I said, if we did a fight scene, you gotta put in like bikini girls playing volleyball. You just have these small scenes like cut in there for like to tantalize, but not to like I don't know blow your
Dude.
shit on.
If we do it, we're gonna have a scene where you're on a beach and some chick is giving you mouth to mouth or practicing mouth to mouth, and your hands are curling in the sand.
Dude, that episode, oh my god! Because this girl that's giving me mouth to mouth is actually dying. She's on Make a Wish Foundation, like in the story. She's a Make a Wish Foundation girl. She's dying, and there's a later scene where, oh man, I'm a bad I can't even talk about it. what was going through my mind. I'm such a bad person.
Well, go ahead. You're anonymous. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Well, because Hobie like finds out she's dying, and so she comes and sees him. He's like in this office alone with her, and all I was thinking was in real he would be like, "Come on, baby, you don't want to die without blowing somebody." Like he'd be trying to like get her to like blow him or something. And in the show they just kiss. They're like, "Oh, you're gonna die. Yes, I'm gonna die, and we're never gonna see each other." Mwah. Like one little kiss. But I was thinking in real life, you'd be like, "Come on, baby, you're gonna die. Come on, you don't want to go without sucking a little cock here, right?"
It's so bad. But you're probably not the first person that's seen it. There was probably some guy in the '90s when it came out. You know, he had his '90s dad mustache, just sitting there drinking a can of beer, watching Baywatch after working all day, and just like one leisure in life. And he probably thought the same damn thing. Damn, Hobie, seems like a missed opportunity.
Well, I have other thoughts too, but let me to defend myself. It wasn't a thought where I was getting off on it. It was like if you're watching Gilmore Girls, and she's talking to the guy, and the guy's like, "Oh, I love you forever, and I'll miss you always." You would rewrite that in your head and be like, "No way, that dude's like suck my cock, and then I'll be done with you."
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. You're
not
saying.
like getting off on it. You just rewrite it because you're like, that's not really how it'd go. Like,
yeah, well, we've also known each other long enough that I've got kids, and if I thought you were anything like that, like, yeah, there's bad pervy and then there's good pervy, and you're on the good pervy side.
Oh yeah, you want to hear more about my good pervy side?
Sure.
So Hobie from Baywatch, dude. I was thinking today because he was in this episode a lot. Usually he's not in there much. And I got to thinking, man, that show must have messed him up. Because could you imagine being 11 or 12, like when you start jerking off a lot and you're around Pamela Anderson and these other hot chicks, yet there's no way he didn't get any action from him because he was too young. Could you imagine how it's going to mess you up? Like you're around the hottest of the hot at your most horniest of horniest with no ability to do jack shit. Dude, that kid, I want to look him up. That kid's probably messed up now.
I don't know. I looked up the Hobies, and he seems like he was on the show even to like late teens, early adulthood.
Yeah, he does.
So I mean, he probably more than made up for it filming on the beach. When he was like a teenager, he probably prowled the beach, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm on Baywatch. I play with David Hasselhoff. I get to do all these cool scenes, and I'm making more money than your loser boyfriend that flips burgers. Come with me." So he probably.
You don't think Pamela Anderson and some of the other ones were like the ones that got away that like plague him, where he's like binge drinking and he like falls down in his dirty underwear at night and he's like, "Pamela!"
Probably. he probably cries, kind of like Christian Slater with Marissa Tomei.
Oh yeah, that happened.
Untamed Heart.
Oh, I know I love that movie, man. That's another one of my gay movies.
Yeah, isn't that the one where he tells people that he has a baboon heart or something?
Yeah.
Like the funny thing is when I remembered it, I watched it when I was younger, and then I saw it when I was older, and I could have sworn that it was Brendan Fraser in that movie. And then when I saw that it was Christian Slater, I was like, "Damn, I remembered this thing completely different." I thought it was Brendan Fraser with the baboon heart.
Oh man, Mannequin and Untamed Heart. Those are my two biggest gay movies that I like, and I don't know why the fuck I like them, but man, I like those movies.
Well, they're good movies, dude. They're not bad movies. Mannequin.
Yeah, every time I watch Untamed Heart, all I can think about is that Christian Slater like lost his mind after the movie.
Because he didn't get Marissa.
Yeah, dude, he just got to feel her tit. Like, okay, so remember there's the scene where like he feels her tits up.
Yeah.
They rehearsed that. That just wasn't one take, one go. He probably did it like all day.
Yeah.
You cannot feel a girl's tits up all day and then cut on a movie and never get that.
Like one. Oh yeah, that's probably in his beat off catalog.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. It's like every time I watched it, I just imagine he got driven crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Which is why I wrote about it. Same thing with that Clive cries that I wrote about the movie Closer, where Clive Owen gets around Natalie Portman. I just have this thing where I imagine these actors like just beat themselves off to death after the movies.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. Like we were just talking about Brendan Fraser. He played in a movie with Ashley Judd where he was like a cult member that got away
Oh,
from
really?
burning compound. Huh?
Oh, I don't know what movie this is.
I don't remember what it's called, but it's got Brendan Fraser and Ashley Judd, and he's like this. He it pretty much escaped from like a Waco situation, and he stumbles onto a farm that's run by Ashley Judd and her husband, and there's like some. Uh, he stays with them and shit, and there's like some sexual situations, and I imagine that Brendan Fraser probably has that same thing going through his head, like about Ashley Judd, because this was when she was kind of still in her prime, a little bit.
Oh, nice. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so he's definitely got that that going on.
It's got to happen because even like, I mean, I'm sure what I write is just always an extension of myself, but there's always that chick that you can't get, and because you can't get her, you like want her more, like get off harder to it. So I feel like actors probably have that happen a lot.
Oh yeah, especially if you're uh like fucking Jack Black or something playing with Gwyneth
Oh yeah,
Paltrow.
yeah. But then
And
there's other.
I don't even think she's that great looking, but I mean, compared to Jack Black, I mean, I guess his wife is pretty good looking though. So yeah, money. If you got money, you got less problems.
Well, then there's other movies where like if I watch a Van Damme movie, I kind of secretly believe he actually did bang that girl offset.
Probably, you can see
Yeah,
it.
they have this like nobody actress. They always have this nobody actress, and it's Van Damme. So I feel like he got her in his trailer. He had his little Van Damme kung fu wine, and like made sure he got his off there.
Yeah, did some Van damage. What's your favorite Van Damme movie?
Oh man, that's such a hard one. I think you've asked me before. Like I like Cyborg a lot, but Hard Target, man, Hard Target's good.
Yeah, yeah, I gotta agree with you.
And that mullet, like that greasy, kind of crusty looking mullet, and riding on that motorcycle, shoot his gun and stuff.
Biting the snake.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one. You haven't seen Desert Heat though, have you?
No, you brought that up, and I'm surprised because I saw his early stuff. I thought,
Yeah. Well, this one, a friend of mine who really got me back into like watching '80s action movies, uh, told me about it. And I was like, I gotta watch it. And wait, the scene that he told me is he saves these two chicks at a bar, and he takes one to his hotel room, and he starts banging her, and he's wearing like these cowboy boots and this cowboy hat, and he's like swinging the hat in the air,
oh no,
and and there's a knock on his door, and he's like, "Who is it?" And she's like, the chick that he's doing is like, "Oh, that's probably Tracy. She wants to thank you too," because she was like, the chick followed him originally and said, "I just want to thank you," and then he's banging her, and then the knock comes on, and the other chick knocks on the door, and she's like, "Oh, that's my friend. She probably wants to thank you too," and he's like, "You can come back later. She's thanking me now." And that didn't actually happen in the movie. I think he just remembered it
oh,
wrong. And I've actually used that scene to write a couple of
I was gonna say
times.
I can already see it. It'd be like she'd knock on the door, and he opens the door, and she's like, "Oh, I need to pay you back too." And he's like, "Come on in." And then it shows a close up of his nut sack, and he pulls out a nut, and it's like it's smoking just like a bullet, and he tosses it and puts in a new nut, and he's like, "I'm ready, baby, locked and loaded."
Yeah, Van Damme got a lot of tell in the day.
Oh yeah, and all the coke he did. Hell yeah, he did. You don't do that much coke because you're alone every night.
Yeah, that coke isn't a drug that you do. It's not a
That's a
drug
party
for
drug,
lonely
man.
people. Yeah, it's not a drug for lonely people.
Yeah, no, that's a hot party drug.
Yeah, if he was doing meth, then I would be like, yeah, that dude's got some issues. He's not getting laid. He's not.
Wow. And then I wrote the story Cocaine Mall Creature about Van Damme being attacked by a cocaine creature in the mall.
Yeah, I think I've read that one. Read a lot of your stories. I think I think my favorite's probably gonna always be I don't know, man. There's some
Classic
that just
Street.
make me laugh my ass off. I think probably my favorite scene that you've written that will always just stay there in my memory is the
Well,
Toby
80.
Maguire as a bird in 80 Fists of Fury.
Yeah, you got a little funny bone for Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, it was just fucking hilarious because you were like, they throw him over overboard. He's like, I'm not a bird. I'm not a bird.
Well, and also you somehow picked up on what I was referencing too, because I was thinking about Neverending Story 2 and that ridiculous bird that's in it. It's like that bird is the worst Hollywood makeup in history. It's like taped on that dude's face, and
Yeah,
like feathers fell out like every scene, and like
yeah, I, it was a good one though. It wasn't bad. Did you ever see Neverending Story 3?
no, I don't even think I knew there was a third one.
Yeah, it's got Jack Black and
Oh, okay, so I've seen part of it because yeah, I remember Jack Black being the bully. I
yeah.
didn't know. I thought that was two.
No, it's 3. Two
So
is the one with number 3 has the kid from Free Willy in it, and then number 2 has Jonathan Brandis from the movie Sidekicks.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so I've seen part of three. I just don't remember it very well.
Yeah, it's not super good.
I
It's
think it
not.
just got blended into the second one. But the
Yeah,
second one, they go to the whatever world with all the crazy ass shit, and then there's like the blackness was taking over again, and there's that weird rock monster that ate rocks, and I can't remember.
yeah, and the fucking Bastion is like becoming kind of a dick.
I don't remember. I don't remember that well, but yeah.
He's like using the medallion to like make all these wishes, 3
Oh,
wishes, and
I
he's being
thought.
tricked.
Oh, that's it. He had wishes. I thought he was being a dick because wasn't he not using them, or was he
Well,
using them too much?
he was using them too much, and Atreyu was like trying to warn him, and kind of like he did a Samwise Gamgee with Frodo. He was like, "Let me hold on to the medallion because you're obviously abusing this power." And at that point, he like turned on Atreyu and stuff, and I remember that.
Yeah, I'd have to rewatch it again. I don't. It's all. It's in there a little bit, but I can't remember all the details anymore. Because if I start thinking back, I start thinking about Little Monsters. It also kind of gets mixed in with Legend a little bit here and there.
Yeah. You've seen The Boy That Could Fly, though, right? About the autistic kid that can that jumps off roofs and
No,
flies. Huh?
no, no.
It's like Fred Savage's first movie, and he's like a little kid, and it's about his sister and him. They move into this house, and there's this autistic kid next door who apparently can fly, and that's the whole point of the movie. Like, I
That
guess
sounds like something I'd make, except it'd be like I'd try and make them fly.
like throw him off the roof.
Exactly. 2 stories wasn't high enough. We need to try 4. 4 is where your wings will kick in.
Yeah, there was a lot of good movies in the 80s.
Oh hell yeah, yeah.
There's one that I remember watching as a kid. That's the same actor from The Boy Who Could Fly, and it's I can't remember what it's called, but it's about this guy, and I think it's the the dad from Growing Pains. I think he's like this inventor or whatever, and he makes this robot son.
Okay, all right.
I can't remember what the fuck it's called though, but like his name is Chip. The son's name is Chip, and he's basically, it's kind of like a Pinocchio story, modern day Pinocchio, where he kind of becomes more human near the end. But
No, I can't say I've seen that one.
uh, it's been a long time. I can't even remember what it's called.
No, the only, I mean, yeah, I don't remember that many kids movies from the '80s though, other than Little Monsters and Goonies and stuff like that.
Yeah. Uh, have you ever seen Monster Squad?
Oh yeah, that one too. That
That,
was good.
that one's pretty good. I think it could have been better though. They could have definitely made it better.
Yeah, I watched it. I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 years ago, and it was okay. But I'm trying to remember what I thought was because I know what you're saying. When I watched it, they're like there's missed opportunities or something.
Yeah, exactly. They had a cool concept and they just didn't push it far enough. I think they tried to make it more kid friendly than it should have been.
Uh, I wish I could go back and remake a lot of movies, except I'd fuck them up, but that's okay.
So, uh, what's one what's one movie that's modern that you have kind of like I love this movie type of
A modern movie that I love.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that you can look, that you'll look back in like 10 years and just be like, damn, that's such a great movie for that era.
For this era, like
Yeah,
the last 5 or 10 years.
yeah, kind of like how we're looking back on movies from like the 90s and stuff. What do you think will be a movie from the 2010s that you'll look back and be like, oh, damn, that was a great movie?
Uh, yeah, I'm always bad because I think I watched or I've been watching too many movies, so they kind of all get washed away. And I can only think about Inception just because I watched it like last week. uh, Geez, I don't know. You tell yours first. Let me think for a minute if I can think of something better than that.
All right. I think a movie that I'll look back and be like, this was like the defining movie of this decade. Hmm.
I mean, obviously, got The Matrix and stuff, but that was back in 2000. That was
Yeah.
like 20 years ago now.
Oh man, this is actually harder than I thought. Um, I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people
Yeah.
will probably look back on the Joker,
A lot.
but you've seen the Joker, right?
Oh, uh-oh. We lose the whiz. Is it the big again?
No, I'm here. I'm here. You've seen Joker, right?
Yeah.
Damn,
I like. I watch too many movies. No, I haven't seen the.
you haven't seen it, or you have? You're cutting in and out.
Oh, I have not.
Uh, yeah, I thought that it was going to be like this great movie, and I was, it was so hyped up, and I watched it, and I thought it was kind of just mediocre.
Yeah, I mean, I've been wanting to see it, but I just haven't picked it up yet.
Yeah, I mean, if you've seen Taxi Driver, just with Robert De Niro, just imagine Taxi Driver with makeup, and
Oh, okay.
in Batman's universe, and that's pretty much it.
Kind of sounds good. Kind of doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the acting was good, but it was just it wasn't what I expected.
I guess the problem I had was that when it came out, because it's about mental illness and stuff, all these like blue-haired social justice warrior, mental unstable people were like, "Yeah, finally, oh, this is us," and I think that turned me off.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it made some good points because I don't think mental health is addressed that much, as much as it should be, but uh, it just was lacking something. It kind of had that Monster Squad feel. They had missed opportunities.
So, what's not addressed about mental health that is not the person's fault? Is that like what's not addressed enough, or that's like
Oh, in society, I think
society?
I think in society, it's just kind of like it's not looked at as being as important as, like physical health.
Oh yeah, anybody that works a job knows that.
Yeah.
Anybody
Yeah.
that's been paid to do something they don't like to do knows that. That's
Yeah.
nothing new.
I think it shined a light. Like you listen to Joe Rogan, and he said something a few years ago that I thought was spot on. We have uh, basically that as a society, we have we have a mental health problem that's disguised as a gun problem. You know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
think that that's spot on. I don't think the problem is guns. I think it's mental health. But
Well, then you have to wonder why. Like, what aspects is it? Society? Is it that we're making so many categories that people are have new ways to define themselves, and once they define themselves by that category, it's like self-perpetuating, or
I think I think where we're at is, I mean, right now it's kind of, with COVID and everything, that just elevates the problem even more. But I think as a society, we've got all these things that don't fulfill us, and we've been kind of led to believe that all these material possessions are supposed to fulfill us. And if you just get this job or this amount of money or this or that, you're going to be happy. And I think that people are finding that it doesn't fulfill you. We're one of the richest countries in the world, and yet our levels of depression are higher than a lot of Western European countries that aren't as rich and wealthy.
I'd agree with that. I also think the problem is that there's a lot of not prescriptions, but when you're on social media, there's people advocating, especially now there's for guys. I think there's been a lot of people advocating fasting for health, and they're like,
Yeah,
oh, it's like not that they say well, they basically kind of say it makes you so woke and like spiritual and stuff. And like the unfortunate reality is that shit, if that was true, man, homeless people would be fucking gurus.
yep,
It's not like starving doesn't do it either. So it's like people have these problems of unfulfillment, and then we're given these ideas of what they could be. Or like I saw some video the other day, and some guy was like shaving his head, and he's like, I'm letting go of all these attachments to like how I look and this and that to like achieve something, but that doesn't change who you are either.
no, and
You
well,
just
that to me
care.
just seems like bullshit. If you're actually letting go, you're not putting it on social media to show people that you're letting go.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know,
yeah. No, I know. Well, that's what
if
I mean
you,
is that like we have these issues, and then we're like being prescribed things that just make it worse
yeah, well, and
because
like,
it gets views though. Like if you just said, look, if you're feeling stressed, like just chill for a couple hours, like just I don't know, just chill for a little bit. Like nobody will like that video. It won't go viral. But the video of like I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to think on the fly here, and it's not coming to me. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
well, I was just gonna say that, the people that go on YouTube and talk about how they're finding their inner self and all this other stuff, and sharing their journey and stuff, I think they're usually full of shit.
Yeah, yeah,
It's just like those van life people. You always show the good aspects of your day, and like the people that live in vans and stuff. They always show the good aspects. They don't show like, you know when it's boring and there's nothing going on and you don't have the money to go to the next destination and look at mountaintops and all that shit. So they're selling like, I think that people see those things and then they think, why can't I have that? Or,
Well, and the funny thing is, like, I lived in my car, and I can tell you this shit. And the problem is that if I tell you the truth, that doesn't go viral. That doesn't get likes to tell you like how much it sucks. And like, yeah, there's good points, but man, there are some
really low
shit. And
moments.
people say, oh, well, I got rid of all my material stuff, and I'm like so much more spiritual and connected now. And it's like such bullshit because we all know when you see like homeless people, we don't look at them as like being more spiritual or more, or just like people because I've been homeless like to tell me, oh, it's hardships builds character and things like. But you don't look at a single mom and be like, yep, she has a lot of character.
Yeah, she's spiritual. Damn, I
Character
think.
they built. So
Yeah,
it's like these backward, and I think that's the problem too. Is we have mental problems, but then it's like these backwards lies or something where when you're given a prescription, it's actually just another fuck you avenue.
yeah, I think it's just a band-aid.
I don't know.
But anyways, man, I gotta cut this just because my computer's about to die. Is there anything else you want to add before we go?
No, everybody should watch Baywatch season 4, Lovers Cove.
I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna make the time to watch that tonight. Which episode is it? Is it like in the early part of
Uh,
the episode before?
it's early season 4. It's just called Lovers Cove. I can't remember which episode. I don't know.
Okay. Well, and then if anyone wants to find your books, they can find you under Bridget Chase. If
Yeah,
anyone wants to look at mine, they can find it under Zordon Monsanto.
or they can
This
just
is
go blow themselves or something. It'd probably be more eventful.
yeah, but this is episode 1. At least we recorded this one. So
All right, the wisdom
yeah,
of Dick. Dick of the
yeah, I
Wiz.
checked. I checked on YouTube. It's going. So as soon as we end it, that will be episode 1. So we talked about a lot of shit. I do want to add one more thing because I think this is really important. On the last one that we recorded, that we didn't actually record, we talked about Twilight vampires and how they would be so much better with their vaginas like right over their hearts. That way, there'd be like a vampire slayer that would try to penetrate their heart by fucking them.
And the best vampire slayer would be the one with the actual wood cock that he'd thrust into their chest.
Yeah, I thought that would be like important for the listener. That was like a little nugget of wisdom from the unrecorded episode that I thought we would
But
share.
they missed why, because of Underworld, and like the second one, the dude fucks Selena, Kate Beckinsale, but he's like does her chest. He like
Like
he
for
doesn't
real.
even do her. It's a terrible love scene because he doesn't even do her. He's like, yeah, he's fucking her torso, like her rib cage.
And that's why it was brought up last time.
Yep.
Well,
All right,
no,
man. We'll
yeah,
talk later. I'll miss your mankini there. I'm gonna
oh
talk
yeah,
to you about it.
yeah. Well, that was just a quick pick that I found that was kind of funny. So, but all right, man, we'll do this same dick time, same dick channel next week.
Yep. All right, man.
All right,
Take
later,
it
brother.
easy.